everyone and welcome. I've been super excited for June to roll round so I can make this video. It's a little bit different to what I usually make. A lot of my videos have been oriented around spinning and thrifting, but I do knit and I do crochet as well. So I thought I'd share everything I've made from January to June this year. I really enjoy watching these videos. I find them super inspiring. I'm so nosy about yarn and patterns and all of that jazz. So yeah, I'm going to share it all with you today. So the first thing on the agenda today, brown and pink raglan freehand. So this is the first knit piece of the year. She is super cute. I love it. The mohair halo. So this was a freehand knit raglan. Learned how to make raglans through Made in the Moment's Anything Raglan video, which I'll link down below, which has been a huge help for me when it comes to making raglans, whether that's crochet or knit. It's a pretty similar concept when it comes to starting top down using the 4-point increase. And the yarn that I used for this, the brown was a thrifted wool and acrylic blend, and the mohair was one of the mohairs that featured in my eBay thrifted yarn video. So yeah, that was my first knit piece, which started off my raglan era. So the second piece I made this year was this pink and green knitted raglan, and this is a thrifted green yarn held double with a super fine mohair, which was quite lilac toned by itself. The green kind of counteracts that a bit. The star on the front is also beaded, and that's just a simple crochet star. The pink yarn on the hem, the ribbing and the hem on the sleeves is an alpaca blend held double with a variegated cotton yarn. So they go very nicely together. This one I just did yarn over increases, which creates this hole, which I actually really like. I'm a big fan. I think it's got like this fishtail vibe to it, I suppose. Again, this is freehand. I am thinking of creating a raglan baby tee guide, but the only thing holding me back with that is whether to do it based on knit or crochet, or to try and merge the two into one guide. If you could give me some tips in the comments what you think, whether a separate knit and crochet baby raglan tee guide would be good, and whether you're interested in that. I've worn this one so much. It's incredible. I love the colours. So me. Love, love, love. Moving on. So the next piece I made was for my very first crochet pattern test, and this is the Variegated Vest by Silly Hands. This is a crochet pattern. I know the sides are completely opposites, but I really love that. Reversible. So yeah, this was my first ever crochet pattern test, and I can't believe how much fun it was, how much experience I gained just from doing one pattern test. It definitely gave me an idea on how to do one myself when I release either my crochet bag pattern or the raglan baby tee guide. I love how Sarah writes out her patterns. They're so easy to follow. The pieces that you get at the end are just incredible. So thank you, Sarah, for including me in these pattern tests. So the yarn I used for this was Sheep G's, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to put it on screen. But it was a superwash merino. I used a 3.5mm hook, And the fabric that you get from using like a 3.5 hook is just so soft and drapey. I love how this fits. I really want to make another one, but with hand spun yarn. You can't have enough vests. I think I want more for my autumn wardrobe. This pattern was so addictive, I just had to make myself another one. This was around Valentine's Day, where I made a pink and red one. Again, it's reversible. All of the yarn here was thrifted in like one big bag. Around the neck there's mohair. I love this crochet ribbing from this pattern. It's so stretchy and cute. I actually made this with a big heart on the front. I took the heart off because it wasn't really the vibe. But yeah, so cute. You gotta grab yourself a variegated vest pattern. It works up so quickly and you won't be disappointed with the results. Next, so after the variegated vest pattern test, I remember making this and just being excited to work from patterns again, because I'd been working quite frequently just freehanding shit and not really following patterns. So I'd had the Coliseum crop top pattern in my files for months and months, so I did it. And I wasn't exactly happy with the result that I got from the hook size that I used. This is nothing on the pattern at all. I just felt a bit like distant from it because I wasn't really loving the fit on me. So I didn't finish the neckline. I think you're supposed to like sew it down. But looking at it now, I do like it more. Maybe I was just a little bit put off at the time and that's why I didn't finish it. But I can see some hope in it, to be fair. Again, I used a bunch of thrifted yarn and the leftover yarn I had from the variegated vest pattern. If I could, I'd make it in just those colours there. Maybe a pink and green one is in order. I also want to make the Valor vest from Ed's Fart. It's just finding time for all the patterns. It's so much. But I'm definitely going to retry making the Coliseum crop because I've seen so many cute versions online. It's obviously me and not the pattern, so I want to get cracking on a new one soon. So I made this after the Coliseum crop when Silly Hands did their second pattern test, which was for the Flora sweater. And this was my piece for the pattern test. The Flora sweater was supposed to have sleeves, but a few things were a bit hectic in my life at the time, so I couldn't finish with sleeves. But I really love how she turned out. It's almost like a dress rather than a sweater, which I really love. So the yarn for the main body of the dress is Symphony Yarns and Knit Pro in the colour Summer Romance, I want to say. Yes, it is. It's the shade Summer Romance. And for the neckline, I used the same thrifted mohair that was in my very first Raglan. And the combination of the two just looks so gorgeous together. I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a big hit on Instagram. I think the colours just do wonderfully well with this pattern. And if you like this, go get the pattern from Silly Hands because they make such cool things. Their patterns are just so easy to work through. Just an enjoyable experience as a whole. So yeah, that's my Flora sweater. Woohoo! So the next thing that I made was this gorgeous Raglan. Another one, I know, but you can't stop me making Raglans when it's the one thing I'm good at. So this is a hand spun piece. The main body of the piece is my hand spun yarn, and the neckline is thrifted yarn, and the little trims around the edge are also thrifted. The hand spun is a blend of merino and sari silk. It's a single ply yarn and it worked up so well. I'm so happy with how this one turned out. I love the combination of the thrifted mohair with my hand spun, and there's a few hints of the green. The next thing that I made, another raglan, can you believe it? But this time it's got like a tiny little butterfly embroidered accent. For this piece I use another yarn over in the increases, but I alternate between yarning over once and yarning over twice, and I didn't really see much of a visual effect. I didn't really notice a difference between just yarning over once and yarning over twice. It kind of affected the stitches that were next to it rather than the increased stitch itself. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily alternating between a yarn over once and a yarn over twice. It's just a bit of a waste of time. Maybe there's a way of doing that I don't know. The yarn I used for this piece was a hand-dyed yarn by Second City Yarns. It's a Blueface Leicester wool and it's dyed in the shade Botanical Gardens in Spring, which I think is super cute. All of Jo from Second City Yarns yarn is super beautiful, and I've dipped my toe in their hand-dyed fibre for spinning as well, which I really love. I love the variegation of this colour. It's so pretty. And I've still got a ton left from the skein. This one's really cropped up. And I accented it with a thrifted mohair, and at the bottom a small scalloped edge with the same mohair, which I just think adds a nice touch to a piece. And finally, the most recent piece or pieces I made is, first off, is this raglan. It's made almost completely out of my hand spun yarn, apart from the dark pink stripes. That's a thrifted buccal yarn that I just thought went so well with the colours in my hand spun. But everything other than the pink stripes is my hand spun, and I'm absolutely in love with this piece. And if you heard me correctly, I said pieces. These are just about getting in this video because I finished them a few days ago. But I did start them in June, so this is why they're counting. But a pair of shorts that match. So this is my first two-piece. I can barely get them in the camera, but again, the exact same yarns. I can hold these ones up to the camera. The exact same yarn has been used throughout my raglan and these shorts. Again, it's this hot pink that was thrifted, and the rest is my hand spun. And this one is one of my faves, the one that's the ribbing. But I'm super excited because I'm going on a little holiday next week that I'm going to be wearing. Both of these together give me like festival holiday vibes. Big fan. I've just got loads of frigging ends. to get through before next week because this is horrific. I need to sort that out. They were almost finished in June, so that's why I'm counting them in this little video. Oh look, there's a little lock sticking out. I'm just so excited to wear these. Scrap spun yarn, merino, blueface Leicester, Shetland. There's a bunch of different fibres in here. Sari silk, cotton, locks. But yeah, super excited about these and I can't wait to post some pictures. So this is a secret little reveal. So I've also been making a load of yarn this year, spinning it on my spinning wheel and drop spindle, but I thought I'd keep this video to just finished pieces I've made. I didn't want this video to get too long, but if you'd like to see some of the yarns that I've made this year, I've done another video about those. If you're interested in handspun yarn and you'd like some for yourself, definitely give my Instagram a follow if you're not already. That's where I did my first handspun drop. My name is closerbug.fibers and I'd really love to see you over there. But I really enjoyed showing you guys things that I've been making and I hope it gives you a little bit of inspiration for your future projects too. If you do like any of the patterns, go give the creators a follow and a little look to see if it's your thing. Thank you so much for watching. Oh yeah, I will speak to you soon. Bye.